can see obviously the hand really drifting up very close towards the surface, applying that braking effect. And then if we bring in the new video footage, so initially this is with the paddle on. You see the difference?
Oh
massive,
my God.
massive difference there, look.
Look at your arm going here.
It's perfect. It's like
going
the perfect
straight.
position.
Look. Look at your elbow.
So the elbow's bending
Look.
because you're actually getting it right at the front.
Oh my God.
Massive difference.
I didn't realise
the
it was
right
that
hand side,
significant.
remember the right hand side was already quite
already
good. So
okay.
watch this, look.
Yeah,
it's still improved
better.
a little bit.
It's improved.
It's improved a little bit, yeah, definitely. But it's the left hand, so much
Oh my God.
in the space of, let's say, in the space of
Well
40
done,
minutes.
mate. You've done a great job. Well done. That is brilliant. I love it. That is fantastic.
And I say, the style on the left is still your natural style. That's still what feels right to yourself. Even though we've talked about the theory and you know that that must be holding you back,
Wow.
you're still going to be challenging yourself all the time because this new technique feels different, and different often feels wrong.
Hey there, swim junkies. Paul Newsom here, head coach of Swim Smooth. That was a little bit of archival footage there with Emma Pallant, elite triathlete, and her coach, Michelle Dillon, talking about how to improve the catch and pull through at the front end of the stroke. And this, of course, is a very elusive aspect of the freestyle stroke. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to utilize the Finis Agility paddles in order to actually catch and pull through better, just like Emma was doing in the video clip and like my swimmer today, Sam, was doing on the pool deck down here in Perth. So let's go and check that out just now.
Do you know what? If there's one thing in life which I actually wish I'd personally invented, it was this particular paddle. It's so effective for helping you develop your catch and your pull through, as we're going to see with our example swimmer today, Sam. Now, what Sam was doing underneath the water was a very classic reach forward and reaching the hand up towards the surface of the water. Many people do this in an attempt to try to lengthen out their stroke. But when you watch elite swimmers like Michael Phelps, Rebecca Adlington, Grant Hackett, Ian Thorpe, those guys, when you see them swimming underneath the water, they achieve true distance per stroke, not by gliding their way down the pool, but by ensuring that as they stretch forwards, they tip their fingertips down, bend the elbow, press the water back, and we get into this high elbow catch position like so. But it's impossible to do that if we've extended forwards like Sam was doing. The elbow falls and we end up pushing down with a straight arm. So these paddles are pretty cool because what they do, your thumb goes through the little loop here. There are no straps for the hand at all. And as that hand goes into the water, it teaches you to keep a little bit of downward pressure on the nose of the paddle to actually gather the water. That's really my favorite expression at the moment, to gather the water and press it back behind you. Now, the thing that we'll see with Sam is that when you extend forwards underneath the water and do this, there is a large buildup of pressure on the palm of the hand, and many people misinterpret that as a catch, because if you're told that the catch should feel really hard and solid and feel for the water and all these sort of things, when you reach forwards and you do this, it feels like that because you're getting that build-up pressure. Many people, even Sam today, when he actually got his arm into the right position and started gathering water, he said the catch felt easier, he said it felt lighter, and I explained to him that's exactly what you want. Remember, those elite swimmers, they don't achieve distance per stroke by reaching up to the surface and putting the brakes on. They do the opposite of that. They reach in, tip the fingertips down, gather the water and press the water back behind you. So that's where that elusive catch comes from, that so-called early vertical forearm. It all starts with getting the right depth at the front of the stroke. And I also had a little chat with Sam as well about his hand entry going in. When we see Rebecca Adlington here spearing into the water with that beautiful, precise spear action, she looks like she's got a lot of tone to her hands. Many of us have been told over the years that we need to actually swim with very loose, floppy arms, especially on the recovery. But by the time Rebecca gets to that point of hand entry, it's very much a clean spear into the water. And I said to Sam, he needs a little bit more tone to his hand. It's not that he needs to actually be gripping his hand like this or gripping the paddles tightly, but that he just wants to actually make sure he's got a nice firm hand entry. And I sometimes liken this to the difference between a firm gentleman's handshake versus a bone crusher, which we don't want too tense, versus the hand just feeling floppy like a dead fish. We've all had a handshake like that and not really appreciated it, I'm sure. So anyway, these paddles, the Finis Agility paddles, I wish I'd invented them. I didn't do. I use them all the time with my squads, with my swimmers when I swim myself. Fantastic piece of kit. Let's have a little look at Sam and how he's actually developed his stroke at the end by just utilising one paddle, in this case on the left hand, breathing towards the right-hand side and reminding himself to gather the water whilst he breathes. This is a really, really good way of just actually simplifying that whole process. And you'll notice in the video that not only is his left hand improving, but his brain is mirror imaging so that the right one is doing the same thing as well. And that's what we really want. So these are a great bit of kit. I love the idea that they're very loose on the hand, if you like, encouraging you to gather the water. Thanks for watching. So Sam, after the session, what did it feel like having done that little bit of work with the agility paddles and getting you to sort of tip your fingertips down and press back?
Feels much better, much faster, much smoother.
Cool. Were you quite shocked when we did the exercises where we kicked on the side and putting the hands up?
Yeah, lost a lot of speed and realised what I've been doing for about 10 years.
10 years? Well, hopefully this will set you up nicely for the half Ironman coming up then in
Thanks,
December.
Paul.
No
Cheers,
dramas. Well done.